Welcome back to a new cassette game. Here on the south we have Thiaray playing as the Rus, and on the north we have Dl-Zig playing as the English. This is a match part of the Whamen's tournament, which happened last week. If you want to watch that back, you can do that on the Whamen Cuties channel on Twitch. I'll leave the link down below in the description. My name is Trui, and today we're casting together with Nim.
Hello.
Hello.
What are we doing here? We've got the Rus.
Yeah.
We went for a hunting cabin straight off the bat, and we are on Gorge, which is, I think,
Gorgeous.
one of my favorite maps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of the backwood.
No, it's not. No, it has nothing to do with the wood. We actually went for a double scout opening for
The English.
Dl-Zig. I suppose this is to contest the Rus player.
Which went also for a second scout.
Yeah.
So that's just pretty typical.
So
for the Rus.
there's like two. I'm not sure. Like there's two deer packs for for either player. Then there's two boars in the corners for these players. And the thing about this map is always, oh yeah.
Oh, hello. Oh, there's that one sheep though.
Yeah. So all the sheep tend to be mostly on this side. There's just like a few in the center, but like it's worth getting these first.
Yeah.
This is why Dl-Zig grabbed the second scout, and I kind of hate that about having to play against Rus, that you need that second scout sometimes. But it's what the Rus player does as well, obviously. But it doesn't cost them a villager in a sense, because they can just make it out of the hunting cabin instead of out of the town center.
Yeah, for most of you not familiar with the Rus are getting bounty, which are like points that they can use for like what do they get from it, like faster gather rate or something?
They get faster food gathering speed.
Yeah, so the more deer, more wolves, the more boars they kill, the more bounty they're gonna get, and the more bonuses they're gonna get. So if you are the other player and you kill those deer, wolf, boar before they do, they're not being able to get that bounty. They do have a landmark that spawns there, so they can always up their bounty like that. But you can prevent them, at least in the early game, to not have that much bounty by killing them, killing these animals before they are able to do so.
We are constructing the Kremlin right on our gold. I think this is a good spot.
Yeah, this is an outpost, right? An outpost.
It's basically an outpost, but it can summon the militia. It is the Rus landmark of choice. I remember when we had the Golden Gate, when people opened up with Golden Gate and just used it to immediately make a second town center really, really quickly. But that was in the time where the town center cost you 300 stone instead of 350. And what you would get is you would get 150 with each trade. So you can see how that adds up to 300 stone immediately, instead of having to add it up to 350 stone. So it was really easy to get a second TC. It was the fastest second TC that any faction could build. If I sound nostalgic about past patches, I'm not. I feel like the game is in a great place right now. I think it's in a better place than it was before. But I do like reminiscing about those days and just the silly strategies that came out of those.
We're just getting old. That's it. Then we started to like say things about the past.
Yeah. No, I think the game is in a great spot balance-wise, though. Like generally speaking, it is pretty difficult to balance a game this well, right?
Especially because the factions are really, really different, right?
They're quite asymmetric. I mean, it really depends on faction per faction, but the Malians play so much different than, say, the Mongols do, right? Like, you've got somewhat more normal factions, like maybe HRE and the English and the French and everything. But then if you're playing Jean, right, like, the focus is really different again, right? You suddenly have like a hero unit. You're basically playing Warcraft 3. It's quite different. And they recently buffed Abbey of Kings coming up for the English.
So we have been seeing a lot more players.
We've been seeing more players get into Abbey of Kings.
Yeah, because the king is actually quite good for early harassment. You can, you get a quite good unit that can heal if it's underneath the Abbey of Kings, right? Immediately getting that king out. That was like instantly clicked. Yeah, and so we're gonna see them trying to harass maybe the gold or wood line. The stone seems to be the most raidable at the moment.
Honestly, yeah, I feel like it is pretty difficult to raid a Rus player with that Kremlin.
Yep.
And it looks like we're just gonna go for a second TC for the Rus player here, making sure they just grab all the stone now that we can, and then if we need to move over some to wood, then we can do so later. We need to get through that 350 stone before we're in trouble.
Before that king is gonna.
Before that king is out, because the king is out on the field.
But I think it's not. Oh, more villagers are coming out.
Oh, no. Just lost that scout.
But now, at least knowing about the Kremlin position, knows that's not the right way to push. So we're going around a little bit with the king to approach from the other side. There are some spy sheep right here. They're spotting it. Oh, I think the villagers might have seen the spy sheep. Oh, it's not only the spy sheep.
Yeah, we're moving our villagers out here already, but we do. Okay, we just bought the wood, I think. Did we?
Maybe.
Did we?
No, there's no.
Oh, have we already placed it? Is that what? I don't know what happened. Like, I feel like that we didn't have wood, and now suddenly we do.
No, I don't know.
I was looking at that wood, and I feel like we didn't have 300 wood.
Textiles coming in.
And we do not have a market. Where did that wood come from?
Probably from the trees. I would say that's pretty logical place.
Yeah, but like, where did that wood come from?
It's just these villager things. They're
Well, like, we've had 4 villagers on wood.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
The Kremlin can't spawn wood, can it?
No.
Yeah, maybe they buffed it.
No.
You know, maybe they added like the French landmark, right, where you can save things.
I'm so confused where that wood came from.
Yeah, the king is trying to look for a raid, but is not gonna find it under the Kremlin, because that is gonna hurt a lot. And the spearmen are also after the king. They kind of countered him, so that is unfortunate for the English. Maybe. How did that guy get killed?
It's the militia, right? Like,
oh, it's militia.
Yeah, so they just die over time.
Spearmen.
It looks so silly when they just die of a heart attack, or like they. Too much running, right? Like, he wasn't built for this world.
They were only allowed to live a certain amount of seconds. Moving out to this deer, which is logical, but I think might be dangerous right now, because the king is trying to look for a raid, and I think this is gonna be spotted out.
Yeah, you guys will just have to tell me that I'm crazy. That I was just looking at the wrong resources or whatever. I don't know where that wood came from. I'm a little bit confused.
Second TC for the English as well on the wood line. English loves their wood, so keeping the wood safe is a great idea. I'm wondering why these farms are not against.
It's because there's these sheep here, but I feel like if we did, we could have fit another full row of farms in here.
What I usually do if that happens, I just leave that one farm open.
That's what I do. Yeah.
And then I'll just make that later.
But it is a good location for these farms, though, like nestled in between these 2 town centers, English town centers, right? As we all know, very dangerous. Very, very painful, very ouch.
Yeah, and the English farms are very good. They're very cheap and better with the mill.
Yeah, I'm wondering what did we get out of this, Nate?
The king. I think the White Tower might have been better. The White Tower, the Council Hall might have been better in this position, because we could have taken a lot less.
It's also range, because
right?
when you need to head to castle, and obviously Dl-Zig does not have, she can't just predict the future or whatever, right? It's hard to predict when you're gonna get something out of it. But against a Rus player, you know that Kremlin's up, right? It's like, what do we get out of this king here?
Yeah, but if you have archers, they can send it a little bit back, so. We could
they make for a better raiding unit sometimes, I think, than the king does. But it also is more micro intensive, right? And it's more easily countered, perhaps. But the second thing I feel is Council Hall also insulates us for the future, right? When Rus Knights, because they will be making Knights, are coming out, right? When they're coming out, you have in the Council Hall a method to create crossbowmen.
Yeah, when you're Castle Age, yes.
When you're Castle Age, right? So I don't know if in this matchup it is really worth taking the Avia Kings.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it makes more sense with a faction that is like, for example, not China, right? Because like China has that Barbican.
Malians.
Malians can have a landmark that protects their gold thing.
True.
And they also love making early donzos.
King is trying to look for. Oh, that's not the king. What's happening here?
Yeah, it's the Rus Knight that came out.
It's trying to prevent this wall from coming up.
Oh no!
The wood line.
Yeah, we need to get these villages in safely, quickly. I don't think. Yeah, we do not have wheelbarrow up yet, but it's almost done, and then these villages will be a little bit quicker. We're just
King's Palace coming.
So that's a third DC.
Kings everywhere. And talking about the king is still looming around the base of Thiaray. Not finding anything. Oh.
I think we should just move these villages back here over to that other wood and just save ourselves the trouble.
This wood line isn't the safest wood line anymore. Sadly, we didn't get that wall up though.
But this is 3 town centers though for English, so this is more than a little greedy, right? This is more than a little greedy.
Yep.
I'm wondering if we would have not preferred the white tower onto these farms to keep them a lot safer.
Yep, could have. Yeah, you can keep the farms pretty safe that way.
That was a good move there by Dl-Zig. Wheelbarrow coming in for the Rus player as well. So now we have wheelbarrow on both of these players.
Yeah,
the village is going to be a little quicker.
Kills.
This is going to keep happening.
Oh yeah, there's only 7 spots in the second TC, sadly.
Right, and then like all of these will just like run to the other town center over here. I feel like just stop rallying out here and just rally over to this wood line instead.
7 on the wood line instead. And then they can fit in.
Are we sending out our villages here despite these knights being here? Because that's a really I don't like this.
Silly. I mean, they're fast villagers. It'll be fine. they like to take the long round around it as well. I don't like the farm coming up in the front though. I think that's a little bit dangerous right here.
Yeah, like these farms over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Like we should be using this space back here, but I feel like Dl-Zig thinks, well, we need it now. I want more farms now, not later. Better make these farms.
Yep. Yeah, but they're really exposed to
They're really exposed. And see, like, this is where I would have loved that council hall, right? Right? Because these are coming out very, very slowly. And, yeah, like, we'll eventually be able to contest the knights, right? But we've lost villagers, too. We've lost a lot of time to it.
I love that Dl-Zig immediately recognizes, hey, I cleaned up some knights, I need to...
need to make that wall. Yeah, that wall needs to come up.
Even though there are some knights still in the back, like the ones that were basically preventing the wall from coming up, those are gone.
Yeah, Rus coming in for a charge here, probably onto these farms here. Gonna lose yet more villagers.
2 more villagers, and everybody's running so much idle time right now.
This is a lot of idle time. That's a lot of villagers having to retreat. Now these knights are gonna go down because these are
there's a lot of arrows.
Like double English DCs here, like raining death upon these. Probably really overestimated how good these knights could resist that many arrows.
Yeah, that's just a death sentence. Yeah,
probably should have just kept these knights around here. Gone in, gone back out, gone in, gone back out.
Yeah, one more knight, but that's gonna die as well. And the wall seems to be come up safely right now. That one knight just really didn't want to die.
Yeah, but Rus now also heading into the castle. It's going to be the high trade house, and where are we placing it? We're placing
all the way
it here.
Back.
I'm wondering how much.
There's not much more mood, I think.
No. There's no place where you can get a lot more on that high trade
yeah.
house. So we looked at this before, but we didn't really talk about it. We did have our Rus these deer are so far apart.
Yeah, they're so much pushed to
They're
the
so
side.
far apart. We have, and we did pick up survival techniques, so we're gonna get great value out of that. Did not pick up the boar yet though, so that's still available for our Rus player. I mean, it's available for the English player too.
Yep.
But the Rus player especially is
there
gonna.
are some guys in the back here. They're gonna be cleaned up. The wall hasn't completely come up yet. Oh no, that's quite a big
I feel like
mistake.
we've been underutilizing our knights and our horsemen, and it's to the detriment of the Rus player here. Like, I feel like we could have gotten more value out of this. We've got 4 villager kills, which is nice, but I think we could have gotten more.
I mean, there are at least 10 knights went down for this for 4 villager kills, which isn't the best trade.
Yeah.
But like, Dl-Zig needs to wall up though. There's this hole. She's noticed the hole. There were some horsemen coming through it.
I think it is walled
okay,
up
cool.
now. Yeah.
Cool. Because that's a dangerous hole otherwise.
Yeah, veteran archers for our Rus player, building lots of farms back here, right? We have our second TC up as well. This is looking like a pretty safe spot. We do have wooden fortresses. Remember, these can fit 8 villagers instead of 5, which is typical for outposts of other factions. We have the Boyas Fortitude for our cavalry. Knights are being upgraded, and as we said, the archers being upgraded.
Yeah, I think this is another example of like a
We can't take this
difference
fight.
between a gold player and like a really high rank player. Is that the high rank player would have noticed that they were standing in the line of sight for Thiaray, but Dl-Zig just didn't know that they were gonna be spotted. They were being spotted. Their whole army was.
We need to garrison
spotted.
this TC right now. But if we can kill these units, right, the men-at-arms, like, then we need to garrison. We do need to garrison.
We can get some free.
Because it's basically just as men-at-arms. These 2 men-at-arms here. Oh, sorry, 3 men-at-arms. That have heavy armor. The rest of these will go down to the TC very, very quickly.
Yeah, so they would have to retreat immediately if they're dead.
And it's a shame that we're losing our units here instead of just like trying to just walk them back here, using the TC to our advantage, because we can fight underneath this TC and they cannot. They cannot.
Yeah, English trying to build that outpost to get the extra attack speed off. That's the English bonus. If they're in the range, they will get 20% more attack speed. So definitely a good idea bring that villager all the way over here to make sure that you're going to be able to win the fight a little bit easier against the opponent's units. And it's going to be harder for Thiaray to actually build a good army again, because they need to wait even longer to send in the units if that outpost comes up. You do see that ranged defense coming in for Dl-Zig as well. Ah, and the housing! Oh no! No!
This is also a little bit strange. We're producing 3 in here, 3 in here, and none in here?
No, that one is toxic.
No. Like, again, like, we do not have the numbers to fight these, right? The only advantage that we have is our TC. So we just need to fight underneath our TC.
Yep.
Kill these men-at-arms, because it's the heavily armored unit that they have, right? Focus those down, and then we can kill the rest of them with our TC. Honestly, put some more in these, right?
Yeah, I mean, the villagers are safe right now, but they can also help with the fight, right? It's not just about keeping them safe.
Obviously, we do need that food, though, so I understand the hesitance to put our villagers into those TCs. But we're not going to win this otherwise, right? We need this cleaned up.
I do love that Dl-Zig took the time to make walls on her side. In the meanwhile, she has map control. Ooh, yeah, that raid is not going to happen. She has map control. She makes sure that her own base is safe. So when, if she loses these units, it's gonna be not as big of a problem for her if the units are coming her way. And we see that siege engineering coming in, meaning that she's actually willing to finish this off. She's trying to kill the Rus right now. This is her death push coming in. I think she needs to wait a little bit though, because her units are dwindling. The Rus is taking back what is theirs, their base. But as soon as the units can regroup and build those rams, we're gonna see a big push coming out from the English.
I love that in the middle of the fight, like we caught it out, right? Thiaray was sending out horsemen back over to this side, which obviously it's walled up. It's walled up. Those units were never going to arrive. But I do feel like it's so often...
Oh, wait, is this going to happen? It happened.
So often, this is a good way back into our game, right? Like, her base is under pressure, and she was like, no, I'm still going to try and raid the enemy.
Yeah, if you kill villagers, you know, that's a big win.
It often is so helpful to do this, to keep raiding when you're able to, right?
Yeah.
Now,
especially if we see, like, the English only killed one villager, so they did not that much eco damage. Of course, they are having 3 TCs, so they are having a lot more villagers than the Rus player is, but they did not do as much eco damage as they might have liked doing.
I feel like what happened here is we have these 2 archer ranges in a control group, and we forgot to put this one in.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually just double click on them and then it just selects everything inside the screen when I'm trying to like group them.
Yeah, you can have a button for all military things. We have 5 archer ranges even. We have 5 of them.
Yeah, there's some in the back as well. Yeah, the wood.
But you can also set up hotkeys for just like all archer ranges, all stables, all whatever. If you're so inclined.
Yeah, we do see some upgrades coming up for Thiaray. It's gonna be the greased axles. Is that how am I pronouncing this?
Yeah, that's exactly how you pronounce it.
Nice. It's gonna make these Mangonels go a little bit faster.
A little bit more maneuverable, which is not a bad idea. Obviously, Dl-Zig is responding to that with siege workshops of her own.
There's already a sprinkled out right here, and it's gonna have view on those Mangonels. However, those horsemen are gonna come for that springle right away.
Springle being caught out there, yeah. These Mangonels, if they fire at center mass here,
it's gonna be a lot of that crossbows. We're gonna need to use the staggered formation because, oh, this is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt like that. In the meanwhile, we see some horses coming for those Mangonels. They will be deleted as well. So didn't get that much worth out of it, but still like a lot of low health.
Yeah, you could see Thiaray debating, like, do I want these Mangonels just firing, or do I want to call them back? And I don't think
Being
you could have gotten these
never
out.
good.
I don't think you could have gotten them out. We have horse archers now. These are
we had horse archers.
we had horse archers. These are units that are meant for raiding, right? They're just meant to kill villagers out on farms. I don't know how well they do underneath English TCs. I don't know if they're the right call here. We did go for the boar here. We have a little bit too many. Yeah,
that's many. One too many. So one is waiting every time until somebody drops something off, and then they're gonna push. We're gonna see that outpost coming up here for the English once again for the attack speed bonus. Maybe also to like see if there's any enemy units close by. In the meanwhile, we have 2 relics already picked up by the English. The 3rd one is on the way right now, so we're definitely gonna see an advantage of those relics for the English player over the Rus player. We do not see any monks, or is this a guy a monk?
Yes, a monk. Yeah, we have a warrior monk
there's
for
one
a
warrior
Rus
monk
player.
now.
It was just created.
And yeah, I guess he's gonna go out of the field trying to get a relic, but I'm wondering if he's gonna be able to pick those 2 last ones up.
Yeah, we need to be evacuating these villagers right now and just move them over to the other side where we have more gold. I don't think this is the call.
I think she wants to keep her farm safe.
I feel like it would just be better to abandon this position than to lose all of these villagers. Oh, horsemen coming in on the back, actually killing some of these villagers, stopping that outpost from going up here.
And stopping that 20% extra attack speed as well with it.
Yeah, we do have more Mangonels out on the field. I don't know where they are yet. They're not here in this fight where they really need to be.
But in the meanwhile, Dl-Zig is looking to put a Berkshire down in the middle on the sacred side, making it almost impossible for the Rus to get a sacred side victory.
Yeah,
because,
and controlling that center with it.
That Berkshire is gonna be a big problem. I'm so enthusiastic, my voice is gonna start cracking. Guys.
Okay. You're just getting emotional over this. Oh, it's such a beautiful Berkshire. Oh, how gorgeous. How amazing.
What a pain that's gonna be for the Rus players.
Yeah, and actually we're making a lot of horsemen, which is what we need in this composition. The horsemen, like, they trade pretty well with the men-at-arms. Not perfectly, mind you. But they do pretty well versus that man-at-arms. But it's those crossbowmen numbers that really need to be thinned down together with the Mangonels that we should have somewhere. I don't know where they are. Oh, here they are.
They're coming.
They're on their way. But now the Berkshire is up, and it's gonna be like, in order to push through this, right? You need siege, right? And it's not gonna be Mangonels. Yep. Mangonels are not gonna be enough to bring down the Berkshire here. We're upgrading to network of citadels too, so that the attack speed bonus is increased from 20% to 40%. But we're just gonna need to ignore the Berkshire for now, and just probably head over to the other side.
We know that side was claimed earlier, so that's the most likely part where the farms are gonna be.
Yeah, the thing is though that Dl-Zig has spotted it out, and if things come to a head here, we have another relic that we can pick up.
Yeah.
If things come to a head here, still not making use of this archer range.
No,
this one is just neglected.
Yeah, I think that one is just not in the group.
If things come to a head, then I think Dl-Zig will just push Thiaray on her base instead.
Which is what's happening now.
Which is without walls, without the defensive capabilities of the English, and just like a lot more vulnerable.
Ooh, big Mangonel shots though. Center mass on the whole group.
Yeah, Dl-Zig moving those men-at-arms onto those.
Oh, but big kills.
Not before that Mangonel got another shot in and actually hurt a lot of these crossbowmen.
And now the horsemen are on it, trying to finish them off, right?
We do have another Mangonel in the back here, which needs to come in and start doing some damage. Even against these frontliners, it would be a good idea. But meanwhile,
on the farms, there's also a lot of villagers being killed. 16 villager kills, 18 villager kills. So many villager kills right now on the farms happening. And how are they going to defend that? I mean, we can push at the Rus player, but if we're not killing any of the villagers, they might gonna start taking that villager lead. We do have the tweets.
And I feel like we're not winning at this defense here, but we're not losing either. This is not gaining good progress, and this is again not doing the eco damage, right?
Where Thiaray is definitely doing a lot of eco damage right here on the farms.
Yeah, she's hitting every single one of those grains of our wheat flowers here, and just killing all of these villagers.
41 villager killed, and it's almost even.
And these Mangonels getting big shots in again, getting good value, good damage.
Yeah, I find like Thiaray is actually definitely getting the upper hand in this
holding.
fight.
This Mangonel pushing up again, like, because like Dl-Zig's like attention is just back here right now, while Thiaray is getting more and more kills in here, and this is gonna slow things down, right? These reinforcements need to be pushed back into her own base. These villages will need to be replaced.
Yeah, there's just a handful of units still left in this base of Thiaray. They're gonna be cleaned up right now, and now the focus is gonna be in the base of Dl-Zig. The fight is not gonna be happening here anymore. So many villager kills have happened. The 30C is basically neglected right now. It's even on the villager count. Mangonel is gonna try and get a shot in, but it's gonna be overwhelmed by the enemy.
It was never gonna get away. It should have just fired another shot. I always regret it when I pack it up like that, and I was like, no, I should have just fired again.
True. We're gonna get some upgrades in Elite Men-at-Arms, we're gonna get +1 melee damage, and we're gonna get the upgrade Elite Crossbows. And on the other side, Thiaray's side, we're gonna get Saint's Blessing for 10 extra seconds, and we're gonna have the extra double broadaxe. The double broadaxe, which is called Lumber Preservation, which I knew, of course.
Yeah, we still have that extra relic out here, and it's gonna be Imperial Age for Thiaray, for a Rus player as well.
Yeah, because
where are we putting it down?
Was already,
here. This is where we were attacked from earlier. I think. Oh right, yeah. No, obviously. It's not the what's it called?
Oh, big shots from the Mangonels coming in. Oh, so many big shots from the Mangonels. We do need to defend them though, because right now they're priority number 1 for Dl-Zig to attack.
I feel like even if they like pushed on this, like there was just
there were so many
that they're still gonna get
There's
absolutely
7
demolished.
Mangonels out.
Yeah, no, high armory. It's not the Speskai Tower. That's the one I was thinking about, which is a defensive landmark. No, the high armory is actually gonna boost the siege engine.
engines.
Yeah, and it will have some unique techs in here as well. For example, the extra springald range, which is great. The super fast Mangonel setup, which is like this is good.
Definitely,
like,
if
siege
you have
crew
7
training,
Mangonels.
it is really worth
And
picking up.
Extra springald range is going to be really great if you have 7 Mangonels too, because, well, look at the English. They're making 2 Mangonels. The 2 Mangonels of the 2 springalds are out here trying to kill your Mangonels. And if you have springals that outrange theirs, they're going to be having a harder time killing your Mangonels.
I think for Dl-Zig, the answer is that she needs more springalds. She needs more springalds because this needs to be contested.
Yeah, because like big shots coming in once again. The springald is gonna try and kill those Mangonels, but gets 1 shot out. It has to fall back. Second one has to fall back as well.
Yeah, as long as she pushes those springalds back,
I don't think this
our
is a fight.
Mangonels will have free reign and will absolutely tear up any unit coming their way.
I don't think this is a fight that the Dl-Zig wanted to take, actually. The
Yeah, and
Berks
it
are
was
also
such a good
helping out.
idea, actually, the high armory, putting this up here and getting those trebuchets out.
But the question is right now, what is Thiaray gonna do?
Well,
Gonna
she's
push fight
getting
aside?
trebuchets
That
so that
is
she
definitely
can bring
against the
down
Berkshire.
the Berkshire. Elite army tactics for Dl-Zig. That's gonna buff up our men at arms, but none of it's gonna matter if we can't bring down the Mangonels.
Oh, the Mangonels are sitting. Oh my god, firing over the wood line. We're gonna get that extra springald range coming in as well. Counter those enemy springalds. That one was 1 HP, got deleted.
Yeah, these trebs are going to be very, very vulnerable here.
Yeah, they're
though.
very exposed.
The army
when
does
none of
need to
the
come in
army
and
is right
defend
there.
those.
Even if it's just a couple, the villagers running for their life.
It's actually going to be Dl-Zig that picked up that last relic, by the way. Shouldn't have left those out.
The springald is gonna be killed as well. It might survive. It might survive. 1 HP. Oh, it survived! The springald survived!
If you fire with these archers onto that springald, it is going to go down anyway.
But
We
now
do need to
a lot
fire
of
on these because otherwise all of our Mangonels are going down.
Oh,
and we
the Springalds are
accidentally
pushing.
clicked to move our springalds towards the Mangonels
Oh
instead
no,
of...
we're aiming at the crossbows instead of the Mangonels with the springalds. So many Mangonels are going down though. There's only there's only 0 Mangonels on the field.
I feel like
right now.
we didn't have to lose all of these because like some of these springals could have been focused fired a little bit more. We do need to bring up our military count though.
Yeah, otherwise they're gonna... The Berkshire's gonna go down.
It is going to go down pretty soon.
I wouldn't stop firing at it though, because it will be repaired otherwise.
We have stopped firing, and this is going to be bad because now the villagers are going to go out and come and repair this. We stopped firing for
no.
what? To leave the trebuchets out here where they're still vulnerable?
Yeah, and now we see that Dl-Zig is getting the overhand with her army. She's gonna start pushing, and 2 more Mangonels coming in because I mean they have had success. So fire once again.
But these are going to be undefended here because the numbers, we've got 74 military units for Dl-Zig here, 35 only for Thiaray.
More
If
than
only we
double.
were using this archery range.
Oh no. Yeah, no, it's a toxic one. It only creates toxic archers, you know.
We do have a lot of units in queue, but let's take a look at what the enemy...
They're housed right now. Well, they're pop caps more like.
Let's see, 11 barracks, 5 archery ranges, and 3 workshops versus, what do we have here? 8 stables, 8 archer ranges, and 2 barracks. I feel like we can. I feel like we can produce enough if we have enough gold, because that's currently our limiting our bottleneck, right?
Yeah, we still.
But if we do not have gold,
we still have gold on the west side, right?
if we do not have gold, let's just create units that don't cost gold. Let's just make archers. Let's just make horsemen. Let's just make spearmen. Anything to just get our numbers up and hold our defense.
Yeah, because now there are quite some guys in the base, and we're gonna see some villager kills here on the farms as well. 13, and it's gonna be a lot more painful for Thiaray to get those villagers killed because he doesn't have the 3 town centers going on.
Yeah, this game has been such a back and forth, and I think Thiaray would have loved grabbing some of these technologies.
Don't walk those villagers towards all the other villages that are hiding.
We would have loved to pick up some of these technologies, such as biology, for example, for all the horsemen that we've created.
Oh, the English is gonna make this outpost here and is gonna discover all those villages there as well. In the meanwhile, the south of the villages is gonna be discovered. Mangonels trying their best, but are not being defended at all. So it's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, there were a couple of key researches like siege crew training. We should have had more springalds out because we did grab the extra springled range, but I do not think that we've made a springled.
I haven't seen it either.
The siege workshops needed to be more placed around the high armory, ideally, like this one, for example, so that it could have profited from that decrease in price.
And another Mangonel is gonna go down. Oh, in the meanwhile, all these villagers are being caught. The ones here have been cleaned out. The only ones living are the ones in the outpost. It's not gonna start.
Yeah, we're back down to like below 80 villages here, whereas the English economy is going strong. Their farms, especially, obviously. I do think we have enclosures already, don't we? We do have enclosures, yeah. So we are making money off of our farms as well. Can you believe that technology used to be better at some point? And this is on top of the 4 relics, right?
This is like more than double the income for the English versus the Rus right now. And you never love to see.
We've finally bringing out the militia here. I feel like I've completely forgotten about these two, but we could have summoned these a lot earlier in some key fights.
Yeah, maybe would have won some fights, or at least, you know, had a better fighting chance. We're gonna see a Mangonel from the other side being killed. Boom! Mangonel shots. The Springald is running.
Yeah, these are just going for that Springald directly.
And the Ram is now pushing out as well. And a bombard.
Dl-Zig just
in the siege.
placing outposts everywhere, knowing exactly what's going on. And this is going to mean not just like we haven't just lost the villagers, right? We've lost the resources, the access to it, right?
Yeah,
we're off of our farms, but more importantly, we're off of the wood and we're off of the gold.
We're off of everything. Like, we can't go anywhere without being spotted by Dl-Zig, and that's the biggest problem. Because if we don't have a bigger army and they know where we are, we're gonna lose. Congratulations, Dl-Zig, for winning this game.
What a good game, though.
Yeah, if you want to see more good games, we have some playlists right here. YouTube thinks you like this video as well. And don't forget to subscribe if you like Age of Empires Forecast, because there's more coming.